Hey guys, it's Michael, and I am back finally with another video. I'm going to show you how to get this lovely, really simple, kind of holiday-esque look. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching because we are going to break it down for you. So it's very easy to understand and it's so fast. You will be able to apply these techniques throughout your everyday makeup routine. I'm going to show you some of my favorite time savers. And yeah, I can't wait, so let's get right into it. So I didn't plan this out at all. I just did my makeup for a family holiday party, and I just felt like doing a tutorial on it because I got a lot of compliments about it being super minimal, super easy. So yeah, but I'm going to recreate it. So I'm going to have to take everything off. And to take my makeup off, when I'm doing it really quickly, when I don't want to do skincare and all of that, I will go in with this one size, the Go Off spray, and then I'll use some makeup wipes. I usually use Sephora brand, but today I'm going to be using Neutrogena because why not? Just spray it on, like it's a setting spray essentially, and then it kind of just like dissolves your makeup off, and it comes off super easy, which I love. So how are y'all? I haven't posted in basically 2 years on this channel, but how's everyone doing? I know COVID has really wrecked a lot of people's lives, but hopefully we're all getting through it. I hope that this is the last year where things are this chaotic. Just, you know, keep doing what you're doing to keep yourself safe. That's really all you can do. I just poked myself in the eye. Did you see that? But okay, so we have our makeup off. Here we are, all fresh-faced. I just feel like this is not rolled correctly. Do you see that? Okay, just me. Cool. I think what made the makeup I'm doing so appealing really is just how simple it is. It's holiday, but it's also every day. You can wear this kind of look all the time and really just like adapt the colors to be a little bit more to your liking for whatever occasion. But really it was just three eyeshadow colors, and then like a really simple lip. But I'm going to show you how I achieved it, and here we go. I am going to go in with my House Labs Triclone foundation. Sometimes I'll use the Hydro Grip primer with this, but I think recently I've just kind of been avoiding primers. So I'm just going to go straight in with my beauty blender on the back of my hand. So I love this foundation. I haven't been this blown away by a foundation since pre-pandemic. I haven't really loved a foundation recently. I've been really into like tinted moisturizers, and more like really natural kind of makeup, especially compared to what I used to do. I feel like the last video on my channel probably was doing something colorful, which I really don't do that much anymore. And if I do, I've been really into like a single eyeshadow kind of look. I don't really do color the way I used to do it. I used to just wear so much makeup, and it's just not really my vibe anymore. I feel like that's kind of the trend though. Like, I feel like we're all kind of getting over full coverage. Not all the time, but just like everyday full coverage just isn't really the tea anymore, you know? I think we are pretty much covered. Also, don't forget your ears. And then right behind the earlobe. Very important. So what I have been really obsessed with recently are these Charlotte Tilbury wands. And I know that everyone's going to be like, oh my God, of course you are. Oh my God, I know they're so good already. But they really are so good. So I'm going to contour. I'm going to put it right on the cheekbone, but like keep it really high up. And then I'm just going to go in. You can use a beauty blender because it's a liquid product. It would be really good. But I'm going to go in with this little Mario brush from his collection before he launched his brand, which is really cool. And then I'm just going to kind of pat it in. But I'm only going to take it about halfway down the cheek, really just keeping it high up. And okay, so I noticed this comment, and I don't know why it stuck with me all these years, but I write wrong, which means I also hold brushes wrong. Not that there's really a wrong way, but I grip it. It looks like I'm gripping it extra hard. When that's just how I hold stuff. Like if I was writing something, I would pick it up like that and write. I wouldn't do like the way most people do. So don't think I'm like, stomping it into my face. Like I am really lightly like going in. So that's pretty much right where I want it. You want to keep it up. I like having the foundation, like, I don't like baking anymore, basically. So sometimes I'll go in with a concealer, and I'll show you. It's my little trick. When I also put it under my eyes, I also put some on the edge of my nose. But I'll draw like a line, kind of halfway in that negative space under the contour. Then go back in with my beauty blender. I'll then blend this and kind of cut my contour so it looks really clean and sharp. So then when I'm looking forward, it just kind of cuts it and kind of gives you that like sucked in kind of look. That's my little hack. So I'm now going to go in with this wand. That one was the contour shade in the like light medium, fair medium that I use from Charlotte Tilbury. And then this one is the Pink Gasm. And then I kind of put a little bit right on the temples. And then I'll just do right where I want the highlight, a line, just like that. And now you can use your fingers. I will use my fingers from time to time, but I'm also going to use this other Mario brush, this cheek one. And I'm just going to, again, pat it in. I like blending this down into the contour because I just feel like it really keeps it looking natural. See? It's pretty. It's pretty. I'll just go in with like light circular motions. And then I'll sweep it around. Another way to do this would be put some on the back of your hand, go in, and then tap it on. But this is the way I'm doing it. And that's where I want that. So that way it's just like a blush, flushed look. It's winter and I'm in Michigan and it's cold. So now that that's done, I'm going to go in with my House Labs highlighter. I have it in Peach Quartz. I forgot to say my Triclone shade is 110 in that foundation. And make sure you shake it because it really does make a difference. I'm going to go in with the House Labs highlighter. And then just put it on the high points of my cheek, just a little bit, because the Pink Gasm is a highlighter, blush kind of product. So we don't want to overload with the highlighter like it's 2018. Unless that's your tea, which is fine. All right. So now that we have that done, I am going to go in and set. I am going to take the House Labs powder. I have it in translucent. I am going to go in with a powder brush. This is the Mario one again, but you can use the Morphe one. This is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collection powder brush. I love that brush. It's just like the other one they have. And then I'm just going to tap this under the eye to kind of set it. And I'll take a little bit on the tip of my nose because I'm always brushing my nose. I'm always sniffly. I have allergies all the time. If you want to go in with more powder, you can. You could go in that light bit there, but because this is supposed to be quick, even though I'm going slow, this is supposed to be quick. I don't want to take too much time because sometimes you want to just get out the door in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So this is that. So far, really all we have used is the contour wands, and then our foundation, and then the House Labs highlighter, which you can skip because you have the highlighter in the blush. The wands make it super, super fast. You can literally just draw them on, blend them with your fingers, and it's like, it cuts out so much time. I can't even tell you. So the next step would be to bronze, but it's winter and I'm kind of getting away from bronzing, but I'm going to take the House Labs bronzer in light level 2 and just take a little bit and go under the jawline just to kind of help that out, and then put it right here on the top parts of my forehead, like in the temples. You can totally skip that step too. However, that bronzer is going to come in handy later. So we're going to keep that out. We're going to set it to the side and pick it back up in a minute. All right, so next is going to be the brows. My eyebrows take a long time because they are very sparse naturally. So my quick little trick would just be, if you have a little bit more to work with, just going with the tinted brow gel. This is the Hourglass one in shade Warm Brunette. I personally go in with brow pens. This is the Anastasia one. However, the one I like the most is the NYX one. I use shade Brunette in this one, and then this one is medium brown, but sometimes I'll go with dark brown in the winter because I like darker brows in the winter. I'm just going to go in really haphazardly with the brow pen. This is how I like doing it because I have a very unique kind of brow that I do. After I've just drawn some on, I'll just go in with a, spoolie. You can use one on the end of a brush, on an eyebrow pencil, it doesn't matter. And then I'll just kind of comb that through. It just fills it in a little bit. And you could stop here, but because I have sparse brows, I'm going to keep going. I like having my brows come in more. I feel like that really completes my brow. So I'm going to take the pen, and I'm just going to create a line of where I want the beginning of it to be. And I'm going to also keep in mind the height and the length of this front part, because I like my eyebrows to be kind of like going in and down just a little bit. So I'm going to take this and do the first line. And then we're going to run the other side. And we want them to generally be, I always proportion it with my nose, but we generally want them to be at about the same place. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll go in and create hairs to blend it into my natural brow. Now, if you're following along and you're like, why doesn't my makeup look like this? Or what's going on? I'm just not getting the same result as him. It honestly might just be that you need to practice. I used to just set up my phone, watch YouTube videos or a movie, and just practice my makeup over and over again. It does take time to get your makeup to be, to look how you want it. It might take time just because, you're going for a certain look. You're not going to nail it on the first try, especially if you're not used to doing it, which is totally, totally fine. So I just encourage you, just sit there with a hand mirror or in front of a mirror and set up your, device. And then that way you can go ahead and practice and get better at the look you want to look like. Remember, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. That was the biggest lesson I had to learn and the hardest pill to swallow, because I used to spend so much time trying to make my eyebrows match. And it's not about matching it. As long as I can cover my face and it looks fine, I'm happy with that now. And I encourage you to be more like that too. Not everything has to be perfect, because our faces aren't perfect. All right. Again, if you have normal, you got hair there, just take a brow gel and just comb it through. So why do you need a bronzer for eyeshadow? Bronzer's for your face, not your eyes. Every product can be multi-use if you know how to use it in a multi-use way. And I like using, for really quick eyeshadow looks, the same bronzer I used on my face. So I'm going to just go in with a fluffy brush. Any fluffy kind of crease blender brush will do. And I'm just going to tap in here. And then I'm just going to run it through my crease. It'll kind of, add some dimension into your eye look. And sometimes, because it's bronzer, I'll take that shade and I'll run it down the sides of my nose and kind of use it as a contour shade for my nose. There. And I'll take some on the bottom, kind of cut that off. So far we are one shade in. You can also use a light brown, obviously, but I just like using the bronzer for the convenience. So now I'm going to go in with this Pat McGrath little quint, I guess. This is the new Star Wars collab. It's been very controversial, but I love Pat McGrath. I buy every palette, but I'm not buying the big palette because I already have it. But this is one of the quints, the R2D2 one. I believe it's called Divine Droid. Yes. And I'm going to go in with this taupey kind of color right here. It is shimmery. I'm just going to go in with my ring finger. And my trick, because sometimes shimmery shades get all over the place, and if you feel like that happens, this is a really good trick. I'll just take that on my finger, and then I'll tap it twice on my hand in two different spots. And then I'll just go in and put it on my whole lid. And I kind of blend mine up a little bit just because of my eye shape, but you don't have to. You can keep it just on the lid. And then This will just create, you know, a nice base for the eyeshadow look. And when I said in the beginning that you can really customize the colors to be whatever you want them to be for the look you're going for, this is what I mean. You don't have to go in with that taupey shade. You can go with the gold. You can go in with the blue. And then your bronzer shade just really marries everything together. So I'm just going to take a little bit more and run that through my crease. And it kind of just blends everything together. And now I'm going to take this and focus it right on the bottom part of my eye, under it, and just kind of wing it out just a little bit, ever so slightly, and kind of marry it together with the bit we have on top. And you can totally stop here. This is usually where I would stop when I do my makeup really quickly. But I'm going to keep going just because I'm going to show you how I got that holiday look. So there's that. I am now going to go in with any kind of rose gold kind of shimmer shade. If you don't have one, just go in with like a really light pink. You can even use a blush color, like a powder blush. But I'm going to go in with this Bridgerton Pat McGrath palette. This one is the Bridgerton, I think it's the original one, not the second one, but it's the Belle of the Ball. And I'm going to now go in with this sparkly shade right here, this like rose gold. So for this next color, I'm going to go in with this flat kind of brush. I feel like we all have a brush like this. I know they come in a lot of palettes, like Anastasia ones or even Urban Decay. Just going to tap it once into that shimmer shade, and I'm going to tap off the excess, and then I am just going to really quickly and carefully pat that right under the first half of my eye and blend it halfway so it meets up that the bronzer we put under there. And make sure you tap off your brush so it doesn't get all over your face, because that is the one thing that's super annoying when you have glitter all over your face and you're like, well, great. All right, so now that our bottom half of our eye is all done, I'm going to go in with a pink shimmer shade and put that over the bronzy one, only on the inner like third of the lid though. So I'm going to take this pink from the Trixie palette, Team Trixie palette from Trixie Cosmetics, just a little bit. Tap it off on the back of my hand and just tap it on that first half. All right, so now that we have our eyeshadow on, all I did next was do my lips and mascara, but let's save mascara for last. You can do a lash if you are really good at it and can get it done really fast. I am not one of those people. It takes me forever because I'm so particular. So let me show you the lip combo I did for this. It was super, super easy. All you are going to need is a really nice kind of pink nude lip liner. So I'm going to go in with I'm going to go in with this On Point House Labs lip liner. It's one of my favorites. And we are going to just trace our lips. The main part you want to make sure you get is the Cupid's bow, and then right in the middle on the bottom. Take good care. Make sure you're doing a good job, because there's nothing worse than a lip liner that is messed up. Feather the sides in, the corners. All right, so now that we have everything outlined, I'm going to take a nice, just like sparkly gloss. And for that, I'm just going to go in with this Nimia one. I love this one. It's She Said What. Another really good one is the Patrick Ta Major Glow in the shade She's Expensive. I love that shade name. I love all those shade names. And we're just going to go in and put a light little layer on. And that was the lip. Super, super easy. You could even just do the gloss, honestly. Now, we just gotta do mascara. I'm going to go in with this Rare Beauty one. I just have this little mini guy right here, but I love this mascara so much. And I'm just gonna put it on and twirl. And I like doing one eye at a time because my eyes kind of water. I'm just gonna let that do its thing. And there we go. All right, now the very last step is to do an inner corner highlight. And because we used a little bit on the cheeks, we're gonna go in with that same highlighter for our inner corner. And for that, I like going with the small little flat shadow brush. It's really similar to what we use for the pink sparkle on the inner corner or inner half of the bottom lid. I'm just going to tap into that and just focus it right on that inner bit, and then kind of flat press it right in here. So that way you still see the sparkle when we are turned to the side. All right, and that is the finished look. I really hope you guys liked this. This was so fun. Make sure when you go out through your day to bring the lip liner and the gloss with you. And then that's pretty much all you need to touch up through the day. It's super easy. We really only used that taupey shade, the pink shade on the inner part, and then another like rose gold for the bottom half right here, and then a bronzer. But you could even simplify it, like I said, to just that taupey shade, your one and done shade, and blend it out with your bronzer super fast. Like, I don't know how much faster you could get. It is so easy. I know you can do it. If you want to recreate this look, please tag me on Instagram at Smalz Beauty. And I would love to see the looks you do. Variations of this even. It doesn't have to be this look. And I'm so excited to be on this journey again and to be with y'all. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because there's going to be more content coming. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye!